Welcome back to another episode of Practical and Prophetic. I am your host, Learn with Tara. And if this is your first time, make sure you subscribe. And if you are back, hey family, how you doing? We're going to get right into this episode. I'm very excited. Many of you know that I am a Dallas native, which is why I'm repping my hat today. I had to rep because, y'all, we have one of the most phenomenal rappers to come out of Dallas, and that is none other than Seven the Great.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
All right. Thank you so much.
It's a blessing and an honor, trust me.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming, Seven.
Yeah.
I know you. Dallas know you. A lot of people know you. But my supporters, my subscribers don't. So in just a few words, can you tell us who is Seven the Great?
You know, I'm out of Dallas, South Dallas, Dixon Circle.
Okay.
So I've been doing it for a little while and climbing my way up the ladder and, getting further and further, and so every step that I take it to the next level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And so when you say you've been doing it for a while, you talking about rapping.
Yeah, music. I've been
Like,
doing music for
slaying the
most
rap industry.
literally my whole life. I had other things like I played sports, stuff like that. But music is always like my dad he writes songs. My mama she sings. So it's this what we do. This what I do.
Okay, hold on. So your dad writes songs, your mama sings.
Yeah.
Is any church involved? Any church influence involved?
I didn't grow up in the church, but I went to church for sure.
Okay.
Shout out to my Aunt Candy. Every time you spend night over her house, you gotta go to church. So shout out to my Aunt Candy. But my father, he grew up in church literally his whole life. So
wow.
So that was that just that energy and that spiritual connection was always passed down to me and my brothers. You know what I'm saying?
And music at large.
Yeah, most definitely.
Was that like growing up in a household where you have this music influence? Did you see yourself also taking the same path?
I didn't. At first I didn't because it's crazy because my father, I was raised by my stepmother also. And so my father and my stepmother used to try to make us rehearse and all that type of stuff, but we hated it.
What kind of music?
All type of music, rap, singing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like we was really like trying, like he was my father was trying to build like the Jacksons. And so we just hated it, and I wish at that time we would have took it a little more serious. Yeah. But he didn't push the effort because I guess he saw we didn't really want to do it because, like I say, we grew up on Dixon, which is a hood ghetto. You know what I'm saying? So we outside. We was outside with it, so you know what I'm saying.
You weren't trying to do no singing.
You ain't got no business in the house. You know what I'm saying? So you wasn't trying to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to get into a little bit of your backstory here in a minute because most Dallas natives know about like South Dallas and what that means.
Right.
Just to even say you're from South Dallas,
right.
We know that if you still here, you still standing, you've overcome a lot.
Most definitely,
right?
Most definitely.
So we're gonna get
100%.
into that, but I want to touch on something real quick because I am very interested in this.
Okay.
Let me find out. Don't let me find out you sing. So
I got a little something. Nah, it ain't just. It's deep up in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's up in there.
Okay.
But yeah, we used to sing and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, that was part of it. I've been writing raps since I've been like 6-7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is awesome. That's awesome. So what was your what did your childhood look like growing up?
It was the typical inner city hood childhood. It was tough, a lot of violence, a lot of drug activity, you know what I'm saying? And it made me and built me for what I am today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just seeing it, I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
Yeah.
Like things I did, things I've been through, things I seen,
Mm-hmm.
it really molded me who I am today. And it was tough at times, you know what I'm saying? Because you see a lot of you go through a lot of heartache and pain just coming up in that environment. But I never question God and know if I'm still here today, that I'm here for a reason. So, it was tough at times, but it was fun too though. I had a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can identify just myself coming from North Dallas.
Most definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Both of my parents are from South Dallas.
Okay.
So my dad is from Bunton.
Okay.
And my mom is from Myers Street.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day, they used to have something called Myers Street Gang.
Yeah.
I ain't know nothing about that, but my mom did though.
Yeah.
And so definitely came up definitely with all just a whole bunch of stuff, right? That you go through a whole bunch of things that when you're in the inner city, it's so much that you have to navigate outside of your house.
Most definitely,
You know,
most
regardless of what you have in your house that's great or maybe not so great, it's so many things that you have to navigate outside. So,
Yeah.
like as a young boy, right, young 7,
Right.
how did you deal with you said it was a lot of pain and heartbreak. It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun too. As a boy, how did you process that?
I ain't gonna even lie, man. I feel like every day I think about it, I just feel like I was just like chosen or blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't really display that a lot, but because I don't feel I was no different from nobody else. Like,
Okay.
we all done the same thing.
It's
We
your
all
norm.
grew up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can't say that, because I was always outside. When I say I was outside, I was outside. Like, I was carrying guns and doing all type of crazy stuff when I was 9 years old. So,
What?
yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? We started selling drugs at like 11 or 12.
Wow.
And so I was always outside, and just to not, again, just to be here today and seeing some of my best friends and dudes I saw every day, hung with every day, wake up and they not here no more. You know what I'm saying? So that and I'm saying, only thing I can think of was just my mentality. Like, I always wanted better. I always wanted better, and I always felt like we as a whole, not just me, I always pushed my homeboys to do more, to
Yeah.
be more. Like, I always spoke life into my friends. Like, I've been like that my whole life.
Wow.
And so I didn't do nothing different, honestly. I just, like I say, I just felt I was chosen and I had a better mentality than others. I can say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you feel like you navigated it a bit, not to say easier, but a
Right.
bit more progressive
I
than most
did,
people.
I did.
Because for you, it's like you were hungry for
Right.
something more.
I always been.
Okay.
Now that I was always hungry for better, to better my situation, because my whole life I thought I was going to the NBA. So that pushed me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, you know, after circumstance, like I told my ACL, stuff like that, rap came, and that gave me more dreams. And I always thank God just to be able to transition to a different path, to a different dream. Because a lot of people that I've been around, they just don't dream. They never had dreams or admirations. And so I had something in my life to be able to push towards and give me hope. You know what I'm saying? And inspiration when I wake up in the morning, like, okay, whether I don't succeed or don't make it big or whatever it may be, it still gave me opportunity to push for something. Yeah, and I saw a lot of people, they never had that.
That's so we're gonna follow up with what brought you into like actually taking rap serious
Right,
and hearing
right,
it just
right,
a second.
right.
But you said something so powerful. Like, you were in this environment, same experience, all this chaos going on around you. Pretty sure you have things that you were dealing with personally, but
Right.
you were just determined to do something different.
Right.
What do you think it is when we get stuck? You said that some of the people around you, it's like just we're stuck in the
Yeah.
rut of what is going on, our surrounding. What do you think was the reason? And the reason why I'm asking
Yeah.
about people being stuck is because some people not stuck in the hood right now. Some
Yeah.
people stuck in an old mindset. Some
Right,
people stuck in a
right,
toxic
right,
relationship.
right,
Some
right.
people stuck in false opinions that prevent them from going forward. I've been stuck before. What do you think that thing is?
I just think it's a lack of vision.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? I think your vision and what you see, what you can see ahead, that's how far you can go.
Wow.
And so you got to understand, when you walk out your house and you see drugs being sold every day, that's all they can see. That's all some people can see.
Yeah.
Is I'm gonna stand on this corner, or I'm gonna stay in this trap or whatever, and this is what I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
These are the people that I see making money. I don't see doctors. I don't see lawyers. Cause half of the time, some of these kids don't even go to school. Mom on drugs, daddy ain't there. They don't got a way to school. They ain't got school clothes. They ain't got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
proper stuff to even dream.
Yeah.
So as far as furthest as they can see is that. just
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The drug dealer, the robber, or whoever, the jack boy, that's all they could see. But me, I was blessed enough to, my mentor is Larry Johnson. He was a NBA player. He came from my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so he showed me that it's more to life. I was able to be around him. I was able to watch him. I was
Yeah.
able, like that's literally, I don't call too many people my idol, but that's my idol. And that's what gave me, and on top of that, I grew up with my father also.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference in our neighborhood, because
Absolutely.
I can count on, it's maybe, you think about all these boys in this one place, it's maybe 2 or 3 of us that got fathers.
Man, that's tough.
You know what I'm saying? So my dad, he was never a gangster. He was never a drug dealer. He worked. You know what I'm saying? And he was young. He had his flaws too, but just having that male figure
Yeah.
in your house, it taught you a lot. It gave you a lot, whether you liked it or not.
Yeah.
It showed you and gave you a lot about becoming a man and being a man. And so that was big to me.
Yeah.
Like that was very inspiring. Yeah, that was big. That was big to me.
Absolutely. So you had that positive influence inside the
definitely.
house. So that positive reinforcement there. Then you had Larry Johnson, positive influence there,
Right.
who is somebody who surpassed the struggle.
Most
right?
definitely. Most
how
definitely.
did Larry Johnson see you?
Man,
How did that happen?
So like I say, I always played sports. And so when he used to come home, like after the season and stuff like that, he just playing sports, he just took a liking to me. You know what I'm saying? Just took a liking to me because I was good and I was following that path. I had another guy, he's out of my neighborhood, Calvin Johnson. We call him Pluto. He's a lawyer.
Wow.
Out of Dixon. He was born in Bunton, but he was raised on Dixon. So he read both, but he's a lawyer right now. He's like one of my closest people in my life. Like, he's really a mentor to me right now in my life.
Wow.
And so he took me under his wings too. So when he see me walking down the street, he a few years older than me. He see me walking down the street, he'd be like, man, get in the car right quick. He was in law school. He talking to me like, bro, you need to do this, bro. Why you out here doing? So, it was just little things like that. And and again, I'm no different from I say this a lot because it was these guys just chose, like they chose me. They saw something in me and they chose me. And I took it. I didn't say, man, you tripping. I ain't listening to you. I took it.
Wow.
I took it and found something in it and became who I am today.
That is so powerful, Seven. I've been talking about David. I've been talking about Esther. I've been talking about Gideon. And I said the other day while I was on live that anytime God anoints you, he will reveal you to other people.
Right.
I've been talking to a lot of my family. I call my family lifelong learners because my name is Learn with Tara.
Okay.
And we've been talking about David, who was really somebody who was like the black sheep in his family. Not necessarily your story, but this was somebody that came from nowhere.
Yeah.
And God revealed him to a prophet.
Yeah.
And the prophet came to him in his youth and anointed him as a king. Now, it's so crazy because this little boy, he was a boy. He was the least likely to be who he was, right? He had no experience. He did have some other brothers who they were in the military. So their journey, their path in life was a bit more in line with being a king if anybody was going to be chosen. But God skipped a whole generation. Like, in that time, the kings were supposed to come from their actual lineage, right? And so there was already a king. You probably know this story. There's already a king in place. And he had a son. And God skipped over that generation because he had somebody that he chosen because of his heart. And what you just said, your story is so similar to that. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand sometimes that when things like that happen, it has more to do with somebody's heart posture than the actual person. So it's like God sent them people to see you.
Yeah.
And I'll say this other tidbit. I talk about divine connections and divine relationships. Divine relationships are relationships that are empowered by God to empower us to do something we never would be able to do.
Right.
But in order for those to take place, it can't come by force. It has to be forged by God. And those divine relationships come by way of revelation. A person is revealed. Sometimes, like in today's society, we be trying to, find this out, find this out, and we find out too much. But when God reveals a person, when God shows somebody who you are outside of their own strength, outside of their own knowledge, the ball is the game is different.
Most definitely.
And they were cultivating something in you that we see today, and it's so much more to you. We're gonna get into that. It's so much more to you than rap.
Right. Yeah, most definitely.
Rap is great. Rap is phenomenal, especially how you rap.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And I'm a woman of God, and I be like, man, he need to get a clean. We need a clean album from 7. Shoot, he be saying some stuff. So okay, going back to, you had these mentors. So God sent you several people to see you and to push you and to propel you. When was the moment that you started to take reps? Like, around what age were you?
Honestly, when I came home from college, because like I say, I thought I was a straight hooper. Like, that's all I thought about. That's all I did. That's all I dreamed of. And but I always wrote raps though. And so a dude from my neighborhood named Vernon, he had opened a studio outside, right on the street, right outside of Dixon Record Studios. And so I just started going up there and recording. And one of my big homies, 44, he was like, bro, you gotta come on, bro. You gotta take this serious, because they didn't really know. We used to have freestyle sessions like in the hood, like, nights, but they didn't really know like how good I really was. And once I started coming to the studio, and people telling me like, bro, you can really do this. Like, you can really take this serious. And that's when I started, like utilizing, I just started utilizing my gift as far as like just doing it more. And I had a dude, he was with Nemesis. He's from my neighborhood too. He was with this group in Dallas called Nemesis. His name is Joe Mack. And we started a label together called Southside Mafia. And so from there it was up from there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
and then you just start growing and growing.
Yeah, I came in with my own label. That's just what I wanted to do. I always loved my independence, and I didn't want to be signed to nobody. I just wanted to show that you can do it, with your vision, your resources. Yeah.
So, okay, that's definitely something that we see play out a lot now. I feel like so many artists, and by the way, I'm no subject matter expert when it comes to the music industry.
Right.
Not anymore, but I know what I know.
Right.
It's a lot of artists out here that's independent, and we're seeing that, like, in the time when you started, that wasn't really a popular thing.
Nah.
You had to also either have the connections or have your own money, but now social media has changed the game as it relates to the creative industry, the music industry, the art industry, all the arts and stuff. It's so awesome that you were able to do that at that time and then create a name for yourself.
Right.
How did you know that you were becoming an influence in the industry?
Just
like,
because
when was that,
I missed a part in that story. See, I had even when I first started, I had a plan in my head. I wanted to gain the respect in my neighborhood first, then South Dallas, then the city, then Texas, so forth, so forth.
you strategizing.
That was my plan when I first came in.
Okay.
And so what I did, this is a part of my story that I missed at the very beginning. We had the CD burners and stuff. So I printed up, I went to the studio, I recorded like 11 songs in one day.
Wow.
I did 11 songs in one day and created a mixtape. And so me and my cousin Quinn, she like my sister, we grew up together. And we just printed up, we set in our house on CD burners. It was taking like 30 minutes a CD. So we actually did like 200, 250 CDs.
How old were you?
Man, I was honestly about 18, 19, something like that, yeah.
Such drive and determination.
Yeah, and so came and I just start passing them out to my hood first. That was my first plan. I say, okay, let me just pass them out. I ain't try to sell nothing or anything. I just start passing them out to my hood. And the response I was getting, that's what pushed me to take it. That's a part that I missed. That's what pushed me to start taking it serious. The response I was getting from my mixtape. And so once I got there, because my hood is hard to win over. If they don't rock with you, they don't rock with you.
If you trash,
Say,
they gonna let you know.
And so that was my first test. And after that, it was just like.
So you feel like you just crossed the biggest hurdle.
Yeah, once I can get them, because like again, I just told you I wasn't the only rapper. I wasn't the only one that say they went hard or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a bunch of rappers, a bunch of dudes that rap out my neighborhood. So when I done that, it was just drive and determination that pushed me. You know what I'm saying? And once I got gained the respect from them and saw how they was gonna support me, I didn't, it wasn't no looking back after that.
You took off.
Yeah.
So, wow, that's crazy. Like you looked at it's what I love is you had vision even while you was doing this, and you were strategizing, and you knew you was facing the biggest giant, which was your city, and you was gonna knock that giant down. You knew then everything else was gonna be not easy, but everything else would make your path easy. So then your career, you start peaking in the industry, beyond South Dallas, beyond different cities in the Metroplex, and you reach a peak, okay, and then it's like we don't see 7 no more. Yeah, and I'm talking about within these last few, how long? Like
it's been like right now, it's been about almost 2 years.
Yeah. So tell us, like, what's can you let us see it?
I know a lot of people don't understand. I don't even try to explain. I move off of spirit. So when I move off my spirit, I don't force nothing. I don't force nothing in life. Of course, life.
Yeah.
And I have been let down in the music industry so much to where I understand that the music and what you do it's gonna do what it do anyway. So you don't have to force it. And it's a few things that come within your journey that can kind of knock the fight out of you, and it kind of make you like, man, I don't really know, because you have these dreams and admirations and things you believe in, and once you see they not real. You know what I'm saying? Once you see they not real or what you thought it was, it's disheartening to you. Like that's what really knocks the fight out of you especially in this business. Right. And sometimes I ain't gonna lie, just take me a little break, because God gave me a gift. Like right now, we done dropped a couple ciphers with Puka on the ciphers, and like my name right back popping.
Shout out to Puka.
Yeah, shout out to Puka, my God. Together. Yeah. So so my name right back where, I'm back who they talking about. And so that's the gift that I have, and that's the gift that God gave me. So I know it's not on my time. Yeah. It's not on my time.
So 7, man, it's what I'm hearing you say is like you reached a certain peak and the dust settled. Right. You saw past the smoke screen. Yeah. And what you saw is not what you expected.
Nah, it's not.
And I love, though, that you were so self-aware and so committed to your own morals and your own values that you didn't just keep going anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Into something that you knew wasn't what you thought it was, something that didn't align with your core, your morals and your values, because we see a lot of people doing that in the industry.
That's selling your soul. That's the definition of selling your soul, of going against your principles and your morals and what you believe in. Absolutely. And so when I see certain stuff, I ain't gonna lie, it can scare you. Wow. Being in certain rooms, meeting certain people, you can see the evil in their eyes. Like this an evil game. And the good don't win. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the good in this game, it don't win. So you have to figure out your way to be good and do good at the same time, because it's a simple game to where you can blow up any day if you driven by the wrong cause. Yeah. But when you're doing the right thing, it take you a little longer.
Come on now.
And so sometimes I do, like I just told you, I do fall back. I do take little breaks because I'm just regathering myself for this next push. Every time that I take a break and come back, I go further.
Yeah.
Every single time. It never fails.
Yeah. And what you said is so important, even just for, our supporters that are listening, is it might take a little longer by doing the right thing, but you preserve your soul.
Most definitely.
Like,
most definitely.
It's a scripture in the Bible that says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world, but lose his soul?
Yeah.
And in the end, you know what I'm saying? That's what really matters.
Yeah.
And I love how at your core, that's what drives you.
It is.
What I love about you, your rap, your music, is that you do put out a lot of positivity. So I will preface all of you people, all of my people, if you go look up 7 or Great and listen to some of his music, you're going to hear some cussing. Yeah. And my brother, man of God, he working on a clean album, but when you really listen to what he's saying, he is really talking wisdom, and I love how you're pushing that positivity. A lot of people young people in the music industry feel like pushing a positive narrative is corny, but you make it look cool.
Yeah, but it ain't their fault though. It's just the agenda that's being pushed out.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? So if you rap about this is if you rap about negative, this is what they put out. You don't hear positivity on the radio. You don't hear, and these are ran by corporations. We're not in control of this.
Yeah.
The hierarchies are in control of what's being played and what we listen to.
You better say that.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to think, if you that young, you think this is what it's supposed to be.
Mind has been manipulated.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why your independence, what I go back to say independence, that's why it's so important. I'm not a saint. I'm not trying to preach. I'm just telling my story and putting out great energy and speaking life. That's all I'm doing.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I've been through it. Everything you could think of as far as growing up in the hood, I done it, I did it, I've been through it. But at the same time, I'm still trying to show people after me, before me, or whatever. Like, bro, you can be something else. Like you can make it out with vision. You can make it out you could tell your story in a positive way.
Yeah.
And make it and have good energy.
Absolutely. And something that you're doing is you're actually living it.
Right, most definitely.
Because we ain't gonna get into the whole topic of all the Dallas beef that existed some years ago between a lot of Dallas rappers who became mainstream, etc.
Right.
But what I saw you do consistently is, first of all, you didn't have any partialities.
Right.
You didn't push a negative narrative. All you tried to do, and this is just me looking from the outside.
On the outside looking in, right.
I've just seen you try to bring the city together, and really push the understanding and the necessity of what brotherhood and unity looks like.
Right.
You've talked to, I heard you in a few interviews, and I had to do a little research too.
Okay.
Even though I've been following you for a long time,
Right.
I just wanted to get to know you a little bit better. You constantly have just, talked about the fact that it's enough out here for everybody to eat. Like, we don't have to resort to violence against each other. We don't have to, have that crab in the bucket mentality. And 7, this ain't just about rap.
No, it's
you
not.
feel me? This
It's
is
not.
life in general.
It's real.
It happened to me in business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our own people. It happened to me in business.
Yeah.
Started a 7-figure business, and they stole it and ran a public smear campaign. I'm almost homeless with my kids just a few years ago with a 7-figure business with some people that said they love me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's so many of us who have that story, even though all of the people that's watching. So what would you say to somebody right now who is trying to make it to the top of whatever industry, whether it's corporate or law? What would you say to them, those who are ambitious, those who are hungry? What advice would you give them to keep themselves grounded?
My honest opinion and how I see life, I think if you do something hard enough, long enough, and do it to your best abilities, you're going to get your time. You know what I'm saying? See, sometimes we stop when we right at the door. We stop because it's still taking too long. But if you keep going, and if you can break those barriers I just feel like everybody will get their opportunity.
Absolutely.
If you just keep going. All you have to do is just keep going. And you going whether you capitalize on your time that you get, your like they say 15 minutes of fame or whatever, you're going to get your time if you keep going. And that's what I truly believe in. And that's my advice to anybody, is just basically just keep going. Like even when it's tough, even when it's hard, it's I read something the other day that say you got to pick your heart. Everything is hard. It's nothing easy. Even the homeless guy, it's something under that bridge waiting on him. You know what I'm saying? It's something under that bridge that's waiting on him.
That's so powerful.
Everybody think, look at him. It's something waiting on him. He's dealing with his own demons or problems or whatever you want to call it. Choose your heart. Everything is hard. Nothing is easy.
That is, you just preached. I know you said you wouldn't, but you could come preach on practical and prophetic anytime. That is so crazy. Like, I heard something similar too a long time, years ago.
Yeah.
I was in the process. I was trying to start working out, and it was a struggle for me.
Right.
Now, I'm not consistent now, so I'm not projecting that. I'm not trying to project that. But at one season of my life, I was battling depression, and after talking to some people in the fitness industry, that was the suggestion, is you need to start working out for your mental health. And it works. But what I noticed is, you know what I'm saying, when you first start working out, it hurt. Everything hurt, and it's hard. Holy Spirit spoke to me that building muscles it's going to be strenuous, because that's, you got to build it up, and it's going to be painful. But it's better to have pain for growth than to have pain for nothing, pain for nothing at all. Like, it's going to be painful, you know what I'm saying, in the long run, developing certain issues and all this stuff that you can circumvent, or you can accept the pain for progress and growth. And when he spoke that into my spirit about working out, I started thinking about that as it relates to so many different things in life. And that's really what you just said. You have to pick your heart. And that's so good, because everybody going through something that's hard.
Everybody, and nothing hurts more than not doing what you was put here to do. Nothing hurts more than that. So if I ain't doing music, if I'm not creating, I'm gonna say if I'm not creating, I can make all the money in the world, I'm still not satisfied though. If I'm creating, that's when I'm my best. That's when I feel good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I see, like I say, man, I see so many people deal with so much that I ain't gonna say it's easy to overcome, but you just gotta fight through it. Like, you literally have to fight through it.
Man, I think that your gift is so necessary and so needed. So many people have already been impacted, but I feel like there's a whole new reach for you in creating a clean album. And that's not even to change who you are, to succumb to somebody else's stereotype.
Most definitely.
I just know, even me, like, I felt, it was something you said the other day when I was listening to your cipher with Bebe. You said, they say iron sharpen iron. Man, I'm tired of welding. What was the next bar after that?
So iron sharpen iron, man, I'm tired of welding. I think I'm tired of help. Help, something like that. Yeah.
You said something like, when somebody gonna help me.
So I'm gonna tell you, I don't remember none of my raps.
What?
Yeah, I don't really, cause I don't write nothing. So I don't. Only way, like, if I'm finna shoot a video, it's just quick. If I'm about to shoot a video, I gotta go back and listen to that song like over and over again. Cause when I first do it, I don't know it no more.
It's just all the things that you say in there. You talk about business in that cipher. You talked about, uplifting people instead of, promoting violence, promoting positivity. You talked about building your trucking business. You talked about, real estate. All this stuff that's so inspirational. So is that something that we can expect? I'm trying to plant a seed. Is that something you would be open to?
Yeah, that's my pivot of doing more. Cause, like, when I first started, I'm rapping about, like, I move with my life. So wherever my life's at, that's what I talk about.
Yeah.
That's what I rap about.
Yeah.
So it's not hard for me to create because I'm pulling from me.
Yeah.
Like I'm pulling from within who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making up stories. So if you go back to my younger days, it was violence, it was guns, it was selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what it was. But I still had a message though.
Yeah.
I still had a message. And as you know, I'm older now, so I want to inspire more. I want to, you know what I'm saying, motivate more.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do because I got a lot of people, younger people, they watch me, they look up to me.
Not just younger though.
Exactly. I got a lot of people in general that look up to me and watch what I do. So I have to watch what I say and the energy that I put out here with my words.
Yeah.
I have to watch it, and I'm just trying to, like, I have a thing called Our Music, motivate, uplift, speak life, and inspire the culture.
Wow, that's powerful. What is that?
That's a new brand. That's a it's gonna be a non-profit organization.
Okay.
That I'm gonna open my I got a studio downtown, so I'm gonna open my studio up to like young kids and stuff, and they can come through and record, practice on music, play instruments, all type of stuff. But that's you know, that's a little bit down the line.
That's powerful. It's a true call on your life. You know that though.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because like I always say, the reason I say I'm not different because I don't want to seem different. But I know I'm different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even when as a child, I knew I was different.
I love how you get into pouring into the youth in a structured way.
Right.
Using your gift to help them and also guide them on the right path.
Right.
It's nothing like having that positive influence, having somebody as a kid that you aspire to be like, and they can help guide you and coach you on the right path.
Right.
My son, 7, he is 13. He just turned 13 this April. And one day, a few months ago, he came and was like, "Mama, listen to my song." And I want to plug my son.
Yeah,
Is Nobody But Ra
let me
on
check him out.
YouTube. Let me let you hear a little something.
I know you feeling the pain, but just trust me, you go all go. Cause I've been through the same thing. Like, do you trust what I say? Know some people with some guns and they in a bad place. Know some people with some drugs and they in a bad place. I'm just telling you what I seen and what they showed me. I ain't from the hood, but when I walk outside, I stay dope. Do you believe in what I say? Cause that's what Jesus Christ told me. To read the word of God, you need to get your life holy. I'm with God, I'm a Jesus, I ain't never ever fold. Gotta teach the word of God, ain't everybody like show me. I know how you feel, I feel the same way, feeling lonely. Stuck up in my room, my head so much addiction. I was stuck with that money, yeah, it got in my head. I ain't stuck with it no more, I got God in my head. The people that I cussed that I'm sorry for what I said. The devil tryna take over my brain, no sir. If the devil tryna talk to you, tell me about what you heard. Cause you know at this house we gon' rebuke what you heard. Cause you know I'm a man, you better not touch none of these girls. Cause you know I'm a leader, I'm gon' lead them the right way. I don't like where I stay, but I'm grateful where I stay. Can't believe I heard it on my family every single way. But God never threw me away. I know
you most definitely raising a true leader.
Praise God.
Like he's a king. You know what I'm saying? He's a true leader because of his message that he putting out.
Yeah.
Because now at that age, the message is all the way twisted, all the way wrong.
Yeah.
So for him to even take that rap, and he's talented. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? And I say, as a parent, I can't tell you how to parent, but tap into him and help him, reach his full potential. Help him because at 13, what he's saying is powerful.
Yeah,
it's powerful. So he gonna need somebody to help him. Cause I had the same problem. That's why I feel like I'm kind of a late bloomer. I didn't really have nobody to tap into my potential.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And somebody like that young, if he can get there, sky's the limit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I totally feel the same. I know it's a gift, and crazy thing is it's all freestyle too. He got like a whole catalog of songs, and that was his outlet. Like I was praying. My son been through a lot of stuff. A lot. Even from a mental health diagnosis, bullying at a young age, and then fighting, fight back and holding his own to experiencing. He just experienced a lot of stuff, and even just battles with depression and just social issues and stuff like that. And so I've been praying like, God, what do I do? He's real good at basketball and stuff like that, but we life be lifing,
Right.
and I couldn't do it all, and so when I was like, Lord, I don't know what to pivot this, help guide him into. And one day he just came down, and it just became something that he just kept doing, and he can just do it with grace.
Yeah.
And so I definitely know that God uses music definitely as a gift, and it's something that's meant to speak to hearts.
Yeah.
That's what God intended it for.
Yeah.
It's something that's meant, it's a conduit, a pathway to get a message to someone.
It most definitely
Yeah.
is, and it's not. And what I want to tell the younger generation, it's not all about the music. It's the doors that music can open for you. You can get in rooms just off your talent, just off your drive, and connect with different people. And sometimes it's not even about music.
Absolutely.
I have thrived in my life on just meeting people because they love my music.
Absolutely.
Or they hear what I say. But we have did we'll get into their business ventures and stuff
Yeah.
like that, all because of my music.
What?
You know what I'm saying? So it's not the music. The music is just a door opener. It's just
Absolutely.
a step to get to where you're going.
Yeah. It's that it says in the scripture, it said your gift will make room for
Most
you.
definitely,
And
most
that
definitely.
room is massive.
Most definitely.
So you were able to tap into another sector of business
Right.
through your music, through
Right,
your gift.
right.
What are you doing? What kind of business is that?
I have trucking company. I tap into real estate. I got a merch line. Man, I got it's multiple stuff, and I don't actually run everything, but I'm tapped into it because I'm big on delegation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to run everything.
Yeah.
I am a boss and I move like a boss, but I also let everybody around me be bosses too.
Yeah. And can you tell us a little bit about the success that you've seen in those
I have
businesses?
seen I'm
You
kind of I don't really like speaking on it, but I have seen, as far as my life, this the best that I have done in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's not, that's why I say it's not with music.
Absolutely.
It's with business ventures. It's with everything else outside of music.
Okay.
Like the music is just the gateway, and I just don't want these youngsters to get stuck in
And limit
music
themselves
because
to
it's
just
false
that.
hope. It is false hope. It's a facade. It's smoke and mirrors.
Wow.
It really, truly is. I'm not just saying it is. No, we don't make money like that. Like, just being honest, we don't make money like that. You have to have your mind free enough to be a hustler, to be a businessman, to be a, you know what I'm saying, person who can have like we talked about at the beginning, have a vision to see further than where you are.
Absolutely.
And so with other business ventures and other things that I have done, I have saw more than I ever saw in my life, and not just financially, but just overall,
Yeah.
just overall. And like I never thought I'd be in a trucking game, or you know what I'm saying. Like I never thought that far, but
Yeah.
but I'm the type of person, once I get in, I figure it out. I figure it out, and that's why I say like music is not it's just a gift that I have.
Yeah.
Anything that I do, I'm gonna make sure it's gonna be successful. Anything.
Well, I know you're successful because
Yeah.
we've been trying to connect for a while. And I think I reached out to you, what was it, like a year or so ago?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then you reach out, it's like back and forth, and you are a busy man.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
Most
so
definitely.
that I know something is successful
Yeah.
because you're always moving, you're always shaking, and we've actually had a couple conversations about your trucking company.
Yeah.
You're actually employing people.
Right.
You went from the hood, seeing all that stuff we just talked about,
Yeah.
to understanding your gift and
Yeah,
honing that gift.
I got little dudes right now, like from my neighborhood, like that I actually like help bring up, raise, like they work with me, right? I don't say for me, but with me right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that is absolutely phenomenal. I love how you just literally just unlocking dimensions of your destiny.
Yeah, most
and you're
definitely.
bringing people with you.
Yeah.
You said something about real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that look like for you?
It's just basically like we just I work with this guy David Johnson. He's big, man. David, he like people should tap in with him. He be big as far as real estate and I ain't gonna lie, with David, I just get in where I fit in.
So you just invest.
Yeah, I just invest. I just get in where I fit in. So it's so many ways. Like me and Teddy. I don't know if you know Teddy Montana. He's a rapper from South Dallas, but he got a construction company.
I don't know him, but I know.
Yeah, he got a construction company.
Wow.
And it's just so many ways that you can get in and manipulate different numbers and different things the way you do. I can't. This a whole nother episode.
Oh, we doing.
Yeah, it's a whole nother episode to
back.
be able to break down how you can be successful in these businesses without even touching nothing.
Yeah.
Like you can be in the construction world and don't even touch a broom and still make and still have a lucrative income.
We definitely gonna have to tap into that.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's so many ways that you can do it, and it's just like it's a blessing to be able to know people to where you could just get in and bring your little money or whatever you have, however it go, and make something.
That's definitely something that we're gonna have to come back and talk about because I'm super passionate about entrepreneurship and building the right infrastructure, building the right business, as you said, learning how to be a visionary and not necessarily have to be the hands. But I really want to get into, how do you start from ground zero? And that'll be the next time. But before we close out this episode, I know there's going to be some people who they're going to feel stuck in a rut. You said, about 2 years ago, you got to a certain peak in the music industry and you realized it wasn't what it was supposed to be.
Right.
I want you to speak to the people who may be feeling like that about life in general. It might be relational. It might be with their kids. It's like planning this thing, ambitious, you're doing everything. You tilling the ground, you sowing, you working hard for something that's not what it seems. Yeah, what would you say to help that person get stuck out of the rut? It's not always
the outcome. And I think I had to tell myself, this is something that I have to learn myself. I think we put too much expectations on our results.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So if I put out a song, I'm in my mind I'm looking for millions of people to like it, millions of people to love it. But what if, I'm just breaking it down, what if 5 people just like it?
Yeah.
So I had to learn how to build a relationship with those 5 people and understand out of those 5 people, it can be more than what that million will do for you. So what I mean by results, don't always look at the results and the numbers. Just look at the progress that you're making and stop having the big expectations. We all visionaries, we all dream, but the expectations, that's what bring the depression. When something you do or something you create don't go the way that you want it to go. You know what I'm saying? So we get down because you didn't make the money that you thought you was supposed to make when you started a new business. You didn't. But it's so many small wins to celebrate. And we got to celebrate the small wins because everybody is looking past the small wins and they want the championship ring. Absolutely. It's one game at a time. Like I'm big on sports. So that's what that's what I relate to. It's one game at a time, one win at a time. And if you focus on the small wins, the big wins will come.
That's so powerful. I resonate with that so well. I'm also thinking about, because I've coached and mentored so many people, and I could just hear somebody specifically. What about when you can't find the wins?
Yeah.
You can't identify them. Like, so think about the person who, they might be going through a divorce right now. Right. It's like, I worked so hard for this, or, in this relationship, I worked to love this person, or I've done this, and look, it was all a smokescreen. Right. Think about that person that's dealing with something, you know what I'm saying, in their lives that they may feel like, I can't trace the wins. So what would you say? I don't have all the answers, and I don't know where everybody's beliefs lie. Like, I know where my beliefs lie. I know I'm gonna keep going regardless. Period. That's what I'm gonna do. And I've been around so many people, they kind of weak-minded. So they feel like things, if it don't go their way, they give up, or they feel like you know what I'm saying? I can't speak for everybody if they feel like something is not going right in their life. I just know when it's not going right in my life,
I find the small wins and I keep going. Even if I'm depressed 2 or 3 days, 4 days, I'm going to shake it.
Absolutely.
That's what I know. That's all I know. I don't know nothing else. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I don't know nobody giving me no handouts, nobody, something dropping out the sky for me, hoping something fall in my lap. I don't know that. All I know is keep going.
You just get up.
That's all I know.
Man.
I don't know nothing else.
Absolutely.
And every time I keep going, I win.
Come on now.
Every single time when I keep going, it's always a victory. And I feel like depression. I feel like when you down or feel like it's not going your way, I feel like all that is transition.
Absolutely.
That's a transition for
There it
you.
is.
Get ready to make
Come on.
the big move that you don't even see. It's transition.
Ooh, you lit up the mic in a whole nother way today.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah.
That's exactly, I share those same sentiments. I think that, I asked that question because I like I said, I talk to a lot of people all the time, right? Yeah. And I think that sometimes we don't think something is a win, but if we keep living, we can go and look back and see sometimes a closed door is a win.
It's a
sometimes
win.
a loss
Yeah.
is a win.
Yeah.
Because God has a way of redirecting us.
Yeah.
Sometimes he will pause us for a pivot for his promises or another purpose, right?
Yeah.
And if we get so stuck in the present and what's happening right now, we can't even get to the future. And so all wins don't look
It don't
good.
and
And all wins don't feel good either.
And it don't look like a win. It don't look like a win.
Jesus was on the cross dying, and it looked like he was losing because they killed him.
Yeah.
But in reality, he was
a
winning.
win.
He was winning.
Yeah.
7, listen, I enjoyed you. Like, we definitely got to do episode 2.
Yeah, we most definitely do.
For sure.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming through, and I hope we can look forward in the future.
We most definitely
To a
come because
whole-
you gonna blow up. I don't want you to get too big on me, and you know what I'm saying, and then act like you know.
We ain't.
You don't know me no
we
more.
listen. We moving with purpose,
Straight
love,
up.
And I'm looking forward to that record though. That's what I'm saying.
It's
I'm
coming.
looking
Just
forward.
give me a little time. It's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Practical and Prophetic. And make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share if you found value. And by the way, if you don't know, you can look down in the description box. I just launched my Patreon community for all of my followers, all of my family who've asked me for the prophetic replays. Listen, we've loaded all of those TikTok live prophetic replays, which if you don't know, is prophetic words. Those are all dated and documented. And so you can go on Patreon, become a member, click that link in that bio, and I will see you the next time.